Life is hard, full of challenges, obstacles, things we have to overcome. But what do we do when life throws us these challenges? What do we do when it feels like nothing is happening in our favor, or even at all? Well, what I've found throughout my experiences is that when you feel like nothing is happening or everything is against you, you're not looking in the right place. I found myself many times getting distracted by the obstacles in my way to the point where I couldn't even recognize the blessings right in front of me. Just because things aren't happening on your time or schedule doesn't mean they aren't happening. And sometimes those signs of your blessing on the way are hidden in plain sight. Now that doesn't mean you have to always see the glass half full or always look on the bright side. Bad things will happen and tough times will come, and it's okay to feel frustrated or upset when they do. But the thing that will determine the future is how you move forward when those feelings arise. Is your frustration something you can channel into something productive, or will it be a crutch that you use as an excuse as to why things didn't work out for you? One of my favorite ideas that I've come across on this journey of life is that the only way to influence the future is right now. But does that mean we completely let go of the future and forget the past? Well, I don't think it's that simple. Something that's super valuable to me when times get rough is going back to the very beginning, remembering why I even started the journey in the first place. Just like this series, I started it completely terrified of the possible repercussions of creating a video. And now we're 7 videos in, and if I'm being honest, it's still tough at times to get in the right headspace, but I've come so far, even in this short amount of time, since starting this series. And that's something I can be proud of. So in that case, remembering the past and the journey that I've taken to get to where I am now is a source of motivation to keep going, regardless of what obstacles I might face. I know a lot of people in the self-help space talk about the inner child, and you can get really woo-woo with that topic, but for me, it definitely helps to go back in my mind and look at that kid who once dreamed about playing pro basketball like his father once did, and put everything he had into that dream, and now seeing myself today living that dream. That dream has come with a lot of challenges and roadblocks, things that I'm dealing with right now in this moment, but remembering that this is something that I asked for and worked for gives me the strength to keep going and to get to the other side, because life is going to test you, and that's okay. I know in school we're kind of taught to hate tests. We see it all the time in the movies, the kid that forgot to study for their test and now it's too late and ends up walking into the class and completely bombing the test. We've all gotten a bad grade on a test before, or underperformed when it counted most, and that's not a good feeling at all. Maybe it would even be catastrophic and life-altering if that were the end of the story. But the beautiful thing about the life that we've been given is that the journey always continues. Each test is just a checkpoint along the course. Each test is the beginning and end of a chapter in your story. The more and more I live, the less I look at outcomes, and the more I find myself looking at growth. And so if growth is what's really important, then we have to have a way of measuring it. So embrace life's tests, because without passing a test you once failed, how can you ever grow? And as we grow and take steps towards our potential, overcoming roadblocks and obstacles along the way, we'll begin to realize our true purpose for going through all of those challenges and facing all of those tests. And it's actually the exact reason why I started this series to begin with, giving back. If we lead our lives in solitude and struggle alone and grow by ourselves without sharing those experiences and lessons with anyone else, then we live and die having only impacted the things we can touch directly. But as soon as we take the time and become vulnerable enough to share not only our successes, but also our shortcomings with someone who is now where we once were, we begin to have an impact that will trickle down for the rest of time. Any awards we win, any money we make, any cars or homes we own will all become dust one day. But if we can impact the people around us and be a voice of wisdom to others, we can live on forever through the lessons and stories that we've gathered in our lifetimes. Me being separated from my family has taught me that lesson most of all. Every day, lessons and beliefs that my parents and mentors have instilled within me go through my head, guiding me in times of need and oftentimes picking me up when I need it most. Some of these words that guide me come from people who are no longer with us today, but because of the impact they've had on me, they still live on. And any lessons that they taught me will impact anybody who takes wisdom from me. Now, my goal was never to live forever, but I have to admit that's a pretty cool thing. And most of all, it helps me to remember that this journey that I'm on, just like the journey you're on, is bigger than the person living through it. Because in the end, we're all on this journey of life together. And I'm glad that you guys took some time out of your journey and shared it with me. I'll see you guys soon. If If you're a fan of the Off Day series, you've probably noticed that this video you just watched had crazy quality. And for that, I have to give a huge shout out to my guy Max May. His channel and his socials will be in the description. I really appreciate him helping out. And if you don't know the name already, then make sure you remember it, because he's on the up and up in both the photography and videography scene. So I'm super grateful that he took the time to help me out with this. And be sure to check out his channel. Over there you'll find some work that we've done together and things he's done with other athletes. And be sure you subscribe, because we have a lot of projects coming out in the future together that you don't want to miss. Let's keep building this community on the off season and continue growing together. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Peace.